Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Stewart. I am the founder and lead financial coach at Do Better Financial. And today I would like to start off our broadcast by thanking everybody from the who came out to the Back to School Food Truck Festival in Humble at the Humble Civic Center Arena. I want to first thank Rich Kids Texas because they sponsored the event. They established the event. The leaders, Alicia and Fred Gaines, did a wonderful job. There were so many people there. They were able to give away a lot of school supplies, and there were a lot of great vendors there as well, of which I was one. I want to thank all of my personal friends and family for coming out. Hi Dana, thanks for joining us today. It was awesome to have everybody there, and if you're one of my friends on Facebook, you've probably seen some of the pictures. It was a pretty amazing event. It was a little bit overwhelming at first because there were so many people. There were people waiting in line when I got there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it didn't open until 11. So yeah, it was a pretty awesome event. And I would also like to say congratulations to our winners, the people who came to our table and won gift cards or gifts, and especially our grand prize winner who won a complimentary 1-hour coaching session. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you for participating in our raffle. Second, I would like to give a shout out to the production of Games Women Play that was downtown this weekend. The cast was amazing, specifically Ashton Remo. He is one of my Aggie friends and friends in general. He did a wonderful job, as did the rest of the cast. The play was about the hurt and manipulation that ensues in relationships sometimes, which actually ties into our video today, as you will shortly see. So up until this point, the live videos that I've been doing, the series was called 8 Ways to Improve Your Economy, and we really focused on the nuts and bolts of basic finance. So budgeting, getting out of debt, things like that. So going forward, the new series is called Me Economy Monday. It's a little bit simpler, and it's going to be more of a holistic approach. So we're not just going to talk about the nuts and bolts, though that is definitely part of it. We're going to be discussing things like insurance, so the stuff that you need, stuff that you should avoid, like payday loans. Hey Ricky, thanks for joining us today. We're going to be discussing some different products that people might be interested in, or some things that I see come up that I think might be useful, so kind of like product software or budgeting software, things like that. Hey Chris, thanks for joining us today. And then last but not least, I'm also going to be doing some book suggestion or reviews. As most of my friends know, I'm a pretty avid reader, and so one of the things I'm excited about doing is sharing today with a book with you. And don't be scared, it's not that long, it's really useful, but I want to use this time on Mondays to focus not just on the how of our money, but also on the why. Because very rarely is our money, secluded to a vacuum that's not affected by any of our relationships or any of our other problems. Hi Travis, thanks for joining us today. So for instance, if you're a person who wants to get out of debt, you got a bunch of medical debt or something like that, but whoever is sick in your family is continuing to go to the hospital, it's going to be a little bit difficult, not impossible, to dig out of the hole until you stop, digging into the hole, so to speak. Obviously, if you have a health issue, that's priority number one. But if you want to, make some traction on something like debt, you have to deal with the health issue as well. It's not just about the debt. There's more to it. So the book that I want to suggest to you today is called Boundaries: When to Say Yes, How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life. I had to read that because I always forget what the tagline is. But the name of the book is Boundaries. If you look it up, it's by Doctors Henry Cloud and James Townsend. I've actually read this book twice. The first time when I read it, I was thinking to myself, oh, this would be great for fill in the blank, for some other person who has problems, with their boundaries. This would be awesome for so-and-so. Oh, so-and-so really needs to read this book. I actually gave this book to a lady who was having some trouble with her kids, mooching off of her. And then the second time I read it, I realized it was actually for me. And so this is why I now suggest it to everybody, because we're all in this book. All of our types are in this book. Whether you're somebody who never says yes to anything because you're just scared everybody's going to hurt you, or if you're somebody who says no to who never says no to anything because you're scared you're going to make people mad, or if you're somebody who's constantly trying to manipulate people into saying yes to you even when you can tell they don't want to, this book is for you. You should read the Amazon description. It gives you a great idea of exactly what the book is about. But the part that really hit home for me is to determine what you are responsible for. So we're going to do a little scenario. Let's say we're dealing with the lady that I mentioned. She had some grown kids, in their late 20s, early 30s, that were living with her, that had kids of their own, that weren't working. And she was working really hard at the job that she had, trying to support them all and trying to give them everything that they wanted. And they were grown because she felt like she owed it to them. And so the idea of figuring out what you're responsible for, she was responsible for raising them, but they were responsible for taking care of themselves, or they should have been. And that was a boundary she needed to create for herself. And as I'm sure you can guess, her financial situation was pretty dire because she was trying to support 3, 4, I'm not exactly sure how many people, at least two other adults that were capable of working. So finance, while it is very much about numbers, it's also about relationship, because money is just a tool. If you're a horrible person, you do horrible things with money. If you're a good person, you do good things with money. So I would encourage everybody out there to pick up this book. It will go a long way in helping you to figure out what might be going on in your personal relationships, in your work relationships, and also in your relationship with your money. So that's the end of our Me Economy Monday. I will have B on Conversations with Deborah Franklin this evening. It's also going to be on Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Central Time. So that's going to be a really awesome time, just sharing some more information about finances, answering some questions as they come in during the live show. And I will also be at the Fempire Tour. I'll be on the panel discussion. It's a workshop that's going to help women trying to build their business or just reach the potential that God has placed within them. That is on Saturday, August 12th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You don't want to miss it. There's going to be a lot of great women on the panel, and I'm going to be sharing about how to improve your economy, so you should definitely come check it out. If you would like some personal one-on-one time about how to improve your economy, you can hit me up on Facebook, either on my on the Do Better Financial page or on my personal page, or you can feel free to email me at christian@dobetterfinancial.com. So I want to encourage everybody who's watching, or anybody who watches this later, please feel free to shoot me some questions, some things you're interested in that you want me to talk about on Me Economy Mondays. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff, like I said, from book reviews to product reviews to, again, the nuts and bolts, the things you need to do or things you need to avoid to make sure that your economy doesn't turn into a giant downturn in your own little personal bubble. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you next week. Have a great one.